Yo, what's happening, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Touchline Podcast presented by the Outliers. If you're new here, please smash the like button, comment down below, subscribe to our channel. And if you are listening on Spotify, please sit back and relax, enjoy the podcast. And yeah, boys, what's happening?
Great intro, great start.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not much, to be honest. We didn't go to the Penrith game in the Bulldogs. It was a tough game. You know, we'll delve deep into that, you know, at the start of the show. But yeah.
The new rugby league cover released.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
today.
that's been
Today,
out.
yeah.
I don't
What
know if
makes-
I'm a fan of it.
Yeah, me too.
It's a bit rushed. It's a
Yeah,
bit rushed,
yeah,
if you
I
I was
ask
saying,
me.
I think anyone could have made that.
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
Canberra.
yeah.
Like, I literally feel it's just a background. They put the players on it and that's it. Like, there hasn't been effort in it. And,
Yeah.
I think they could have done better.
But how about even the game graphics? They look a bit, how's it
good.
going? No, it looks shit.
Well, there was
the
one.
player
They fixed it up a bit. That's
the
not in
clear
game.
one, there was him diving. It looked like
That's
quite
not.
good.
That's not in game. Yeah.
It's just a photo.
It's just
That's-
a photo.
they fixed
so
it up
then
on
in-game would be
Photoshop and-
different.
Yeah.
Okay, then that's different.
But like in terms of the actual cover, like it looks like a bit rushed. It looks like someone created it on like Microsoft Paint
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But that's how the covers are these
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
That's what everyone goes for. They go for the simple S type cover. When
Yeah.
really it backfires because like throw it back to the OG game covers like.
good.
Like the rugby league
Life Free. Life Free was my
Life Free,
favorite
and
one.
even the World Cup ones from back in the day.
It was like the
PS2 days.
them trying.
Yeah, Steve Price.
Steve Price,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was.
And Jim Marshall was a
like
good
it
one.
stood
Those
out.
were the go-to
Yeah.
covers, and I feel like it's not only just rugby league big end
FIFA
studios,
does
it's
it.
FIFA that
Yeah.
does it too.
Yeah.
And 2K, and I mean 2K is all right.
I'm more of a fan of just a one player
Yeah.
on the cover. That's
Yeah.
how. That's
Yeah,
personally
but with
how I
something
feel.
going on,
Yeah, yeah.
like it's
Like
just
scoring the
anyone can create that.
Imagine
like
the Xavier Coates dive.
yeah, exactly.
as the
Like
cover.
something like I don't know. It just
I
just goes to show. Like hopefully the game's not that bad, but it just goes to show that the game might be a
As
bit
long it doesn't be like Rugby League Life 4.
It's not a good start.
That's what scares me the most because
it?
imagine the
Like
Rugby
the
League.
gameplay.
The new one. I'm saying because if you're going to play it and it's similar to the Life 4
That's a waste of money.
version and you buy it the first time and then you're going to be like, oh my God, what the heck?
Because in
Like, it's not worth it.
Rugby League Life 4, like palming a player is so easy.
Yeah.
Like you can literally just keep running the field. Grubbers are just they got to fix it big time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it comes out July 16th or 17th.
Nah, July 17th.
They haven't really released it, hyped it up too much.
Yeah,
There's
they
no
haven't.
No trailer, no
yeah.
hype
No,
around it.
Nothing,
Yeah,
literally.
it's like
They
don't
haven't
put it on the
what
TV.
are they hiding?
I know.
They probably just want everyone just to pre-order it,
Yeah.
buy it,
Yeah.
and then realize for themselves on the day how
Exactly,
bad it is,
Yeah.
how bad it might be, and then what are you going to do then? You already
You're
bought
right. You're right.
They're not even getting the players to promote it, or even like the players playing behind the scenes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Like nothing, literally
Nothing.
nothing.
it. No
has happened.
creators. Like
And-
really, if they really wanted to promote it, I mean, it promotes itself. I mean,
Yeah.
I think I heard something about it being the most pre-ordered game this year for Australia. So
Oh, really?
that's an actual
wow.
stat.
That's
so
impressive.
Nah,
that
that's
just
good,
goes
yeah.
to show, like, you don't need a trailer for it because the trailer, I think, would do it harm more than good.
Yeah, because if they see the
Damage it a
trailer,
bit.
might even the footage of, or not the
had
photo
a
of
little-
Suncorp, stating
Yeah, I
how
saw that.
shit that
Yeah,
looked.
it looked
just-
terrible.
And they had
Yeah.
a little footage on YouTube about
The running out,
the
out
running
of the
out
field.
one. That didn't.
Yeah, it gave me Rugby League Life 4 when they run
See,
out of
that's
the
what
field.
I
It
mean,
gave me
man.
that vibe. But again, I guess we got to see what
Like,
happens.
that's what I mean. Like, imagine, like, I'm just saying, imagine buying it and
it's
then
the
you
same.
play it, the same thing, and you're gonna be like, what a waste of our money.
it is.
Like, I don't like trying to be rude or anything. It's not about the money, but it's just that the graphics and the detail of it.
You want to change.
You want to change it up. Like, it has to be similar to the Life Free version.
There's
You know?
Ultimate Team, which is like
Yeah, like
Yeah, but it's
FIFA
just the
Ultimate
graphic
Team.
itself.
Yeah, like
the
so
way
now
how
you're
play
gonna
on the
open
field.
packs
packs
and
and that. So
build
add
your
something,
team and
yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah, but
something
I'm
to
just
it.
saying how to be on the field.
All right,
should-
bro, don't buy it.
No, I'm
Far
I
out.
won't buy it. I want to suss it out to see what's gonna
And then
happen.
you exchange with another game if it's
You don't know. Then go back to Life Free version.
Can I trade this to Rugby League Life 2 game?
Maybe.
Let's now delve into the Doggies and Panthers game. It was a tough game, you know.
Yeah, it was.
The fact that we only conceded by charge down, you know, the grit they showed, you know, and it shows how far the Bulldogs have come, and it also shows how far the Panthers have come this year. You know how they've started their season, but their season's turning around. We lost, but we can take so many positives from that. So overall, I'm very happy with how we played. Prior to that game, our attack was, I thought, always a problem. I feel like we'd score points because the opposition will be tired. We never score points when the opposition is not tired. Like the game just started. We never seem to score points early on. But yeah, apart from that, like it was a good performance and just more upset that we didn't get the win.
Look, I'm happy with that game. I know it was only 2 points, like how you mentioned about when Nathan Cleary charged down and put that try. The problem was from our game, as in the switch from Marcel Montoya, he had to go through the right side. I think he was with Critter.
That's right, yeah.
And then you had Kiraz with, I think it was Bronson Cherry. Or
Kiraz
to be
was
exact.
with Cherry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I think that was a silly mistake for
Didn't work
Serrato
out.
doing that, because usually Montoya's always on the side with Cherry, and then Kiraz is with Critter.
And it's
the
always
captain.
good.
And it's always good, and they're always like putting a good performance with each other
Yeah.
because they're always
I
connected
think
to each
they
other.
shifted Kira's because of To'o that was on that side.
Yeah, that's right.
And credit to To'o, he was actually good in the air when the bombs came inside.
Yeah,
Kira's was there, but To'o did a fantastic job with that.
yeah, he actually did. But look, both teams actually did a very good performance job. It was a close game, obviously, but we had a lot of chances before the try line, but didn't work out. And even towards the game, I understand from that shoulder charge from Toto, and then they said it was on report.
Yeah.
I think everyone was even saying it the last few days. They said, I think Critter should have took that decision to take that 2-point field goal. It would have been a draw.
Yeah.
Look, I was more on the. I said don't take the 2. I just think, yes, they can take it from 30 meters. It's possible. Again, you miss it, you have a chance of getting the ball again if it's a dropout.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I agree with what Critter said, that they had the momentum and they were, again, the momentum was on their side. They felt they could score. So I back with that decision.
Yeah.
The only thing with me, I think they could have got a field goal towards that end, but same thing with that goal kick, they had the momentum. So
Yeah.
it happens, but yeah, that was the game of the year for
They
sure.
had a few chances, like if they were going in the middle, like how you said, if they want to go for a 2-point field goal, it would have been mad. 8-8 would have been golden
It would have
point.
been good, yeah.
But even Critter said he's like, it's on me. It was my fault. It happens, you know. But people said that was one of the best close games
Yeah, I
in
reckon,
a very long time.
I reckon game of the year.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think I agree
Yeah.
with you, Bill. I think that's one of the best games of the
Because
year.
like, yeah, bro, two, put it this way, like,
Yeah.
Serrato created that Panthers defense.
Yeah.
And he also created the Doggies
Dogs
defense.
defense.
That's
So
right.
he's just sitting there in the coach's box, basically aura farming.
Yeah.
Basically saying, I created that. This is what happens when I created these two teams'
Yeah.
defenses.
That's right.
They can't score against each other.
You're right.
Even in attack. I mean, the Doggies had better attack, to be honest, more than Penrith.
Yeah,
yeah.
Their only try was scored off a charge down.
Charge
Yeah,
down, you're right.
Our try was scored off a play.
Yeah.
Play,
So at the end of the day, it's look. Should they have taken the 2 points? Yeah, definitely. Critter should have taken the 2 points, sent it to golden point. But at the same time, I get why he didn't choose it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because look what happened at the end. You know, we almost scored.
Nearly
Yeah.
Critter
scored,
almost
yeah,
got that
nearly
ball
scored.
on Toya.
But the problem was, like, they just kept going on that right side. They should have just go in the middle a little bit or go to the left side more, because Brian Toto was on that left side
Yeah.
towards that second half.
But Panthers are knocking on the door.
Yeah, they are.
They're
They're
not-
They're
coming
looking
to
good.
step back
Yeah,
a bit.
looking good.
They're coming to step back
If
again,
they
back to the
do
finals.
climb back up and make it to the grand final, say this will be their greatest win.
Then the
That
top
would be-
4 race.
yeah, that would be
still.
crazy.
Yeah,
They can still get
they
top
are.
4. Yeah,
Because it's
so-
all even
Yeah.
points.
Because Warriors are dropping. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think top 3 should be like those teams in it, but I think Warriors could fall out because Metcalf's injured.
Yeah, he has to go
Nickel
for
Crookside out
surgery.
for
Yeah.
the whole season, both of them.
Look, let's
Yeah.
move on to the next game, Brisbane Warriors and the New Zealand Warriors. That was a good
Brisbane
New
game.
Zealand Warriors and Warriors.
say
Yeah,
Brisbane
mate.
Warriors?
Well, that was a mad game, man.
Brisbane Broncos and the
That
New
was a
Zealand
mad
Warriors.
game, bro.
It's a new team, but didn't you hear it? Nah, okay, my bad. Brisbane Broncos, New Zealand Warriors. That was a good game. I was watching the first half and second half. First half, Broncos started really strong. Warriors was a poor half for them. Reece Walsh looking much better. He's looking back to form. Shibasaki has been up there as one of the best centers this year, behind Farnworth and Critter. He's been sensational. Warriors, second half, they really stepped up. I really thought they'd do a comeback because we've seen Broncos recently this year, and especially with their comeback against the Sharks last week. I thought this could be a time for Warriors to get their own comeback. But yeah, with Metcalf going out, that's a massive blow for their season. He's out for the year. So it's a bit worrying for Warriors. Now it's going to be hard to replace someone like Metcalf. But with Broncos, they're really kicking into gear. I think that's their second win in a row or third win in a
Yeah.
row.
Who,
I think
Broncos?
that's third. That's their third win.
Yeah, third win.
So they're really now in the top 4 conversation. Warriors, like I said, losing Metcalf, it puts Panthers and Brisbane Broncos in the top 4 race.
And even Roosters as well.
And
Yeah,
Roosters as
they're
well.
on top
Yeah,
of it
you're
as
right.
well.
So at the end of the day, Broncos, I still think they need to show more. I think there's still moments in them where they don't look good. They're lacking concentration, but overall, they're 3 wins in a row, and that's all you can ask for.
Yeah, the Warriors, it's ever since Metcalf had that little injury against the Panthers. And if you're losing to a Panthers team that had no experience, that's going to kill your confidence. And, we're coming to the end of the season now where you want to verse these big teams. And the way that they failed that, it's coming onto the Broncos game. And I just see that's going to be an effect now where they're going to start losing some games, especially with Metcalf, Nickel Klukstad, Barnett's out. So they're missing some big players. Broncos, on the other hand, they're starting to form. The only thing I'm still not for sure with is they pumped a weak Titans team. They just beat the Sharks after Sharks were smashing them for the first, say, 50 minutes of that game. They came back for the last 30 minutes. This was their first convincing win, but I'm still not sold that they're back.
Yeah.
They've got to beat the Bulldogs this week and potentially continue with that, and then I'll start to change it. But I still think they're pretenders.
Yeah, I mean, they got a nice game set up for them this week to continue the
against the
streak.
Yeah.
But, Broncos looking hot again. They are looking hot. But, anyways, let's move on to the next game.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Dolphins game. Mate, they keep breaking the 50 or the 40, plus 40 plus.
In 5, they scored
40
44.
plus.
Yeah, 40 plus points. That's crazy.
I've never seen a team that does that. I think surely that's a record.
I think they've done it 3 times this year.
What?
As in they broke past 40.
They've done it.
I
a few
think
times.
that's their 4th time.
Yeah.
Surely
It
not.
is.
5 games.
It's happened.
Maybe there has, but I'm pretty sure. I can't remember ever since I've been watching the game that a team has scored 40 points plus in 4 of their games this season. The way they're playing, the defense is what's costing them. And yes, if you can score more than you can see, it's a good thing. But at times your attack's not gonna click as usual.
Yeah.
So they got to really fix on defense because, as they say, defense wins you the titles. But just Dolphins are I remember Bulldogs under Mick Potter. We were playing freely. Our attack was smashing it. We were called the entertainers. That's how Dolphins are playing, even better than how we're playing.
Yeah.
Dolphins sit in the top 8 now.
No, 8th position, yeah.
8th position. They lost against Knights. Just imagine they had beaten Knights. They would have been probably 6 wins in a row. 2 points probably behind 4th. So, a good win for the Dolphins. Bunnies, they should have done better. They put some points. I don't know where to go from here. They've got some good players, Latrell Mitchell, Cody Walker, Jack Wyden. I just don't know what's happening with them. They're still in the top 8 race. They're only 4 points behind 8th. But they've got to start winning before it's too late.
I think their season's done. They've got no Latrell this week and they've got Manly, so that's another tough game. They lose that, it's just drifting away. You need to somehow get some momentum before the end of the year. They've got 8 games left. I think they've got 1 more bye, so that's 2 points.
Yeah.
But with Dolphins, they look good. I reckon they'll get top 8. They've been consistent. I think that's what they've been lacking for the last 2 years, consistency. And this year they've really found that. With South, I think their season's done. Just there's no spark. I think Latrell's the only spark. When he's not there, I just don't see how they win a game.
Yeah.
Yep. Perfectly
Is
said.
that
Now that's it for the round
the
that
week,
was.
yeah.
Now let's move on to
Tips.
round
Tips.
18's
We'll
tips.
quickly get through this.
Who's the
Special
special
guest
guest?
is Peter Bulldogs.
out
Shout out to him. He's a massive Dogs fan, very passionate, and he just does lots of content around them as well. So let's get into the first game.
First game, Friday night, Bulldogs, Broncos.
Look, if that was a game with all the players in, that would have been such a big game. Still is a big game in context of where both teams are standing.
Yeah.
I'm backing Bulldogs, of
Yeah, I'm
course.
gonna go
Look,
Dogs.
I'm backing Bulldogs, but they're actually concerning me, but I think they'll escape the win against
Yeah.
Brisbane.
Might be a hard one,
It will be,
considering
yeah.
no Crichton there, a lot of Origin players out.
No-
But then again, Broncos, same thing.
Yeah,
so-
exactly.
But it is. Oh no, it's over here.
That's
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I reckon we steal the win.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
Peter Bulldogs also going for Dogs.
Saturday we got Canberra and Dragons. I think Dragons.
You
I
want
mean,
Dra- I was
Canberra,
gonna
sorry,
say,
Canberra,
he
sorry,
said that
Canberra.
confidently as-
No, I said Canberra,
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, I'm going Canberra at home.
I think Canberra at home. Dragons big
Yeah.
win against Hills, but
Yeah,
Raiders.
Raiders.
They're too good.
Raiders were
Raiders.
just too strong
Yeah,
against
Peter
Knights.
Bulldogs
They'll
also
pump
going
them.
for Raiders.
It's better for us if Dragons do win. You know,
Yeah.
we want to try and get first spot. So yeah,
Back
we
to
can
it,
get
yeah.
first spot this week if we
we just
smash-
got to start scoring
Exceed
points.
more points,
Our
yeah.
points differential has to
Okay,
go a
next.
bit up.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
go.
No,
No,
I
'cause you cut him
finished.
off.
No, I
That's
finished.
my bad.
All right, next game we got Cowboys and Melbourne. Storms, obviously.
Storm.
Storm, yeah.
Storm.
Yeah, Storm.
Peter Bulldogs Storm as well.
Next game we got Roosters and Tigers. I think Roosters. I think Roosters will be
yeah.
confident.
Well, Terrell May's coming up against his former team, so he's
Yeah.
going to want to put a big performance.
Yeah.
There's just too much news going around Tigers this season, and I don't think they'll beat Roosters who are in form. Yeah, I'm going Roosters.
Yeah, Roosters.
Roosters as well. And Peter Bulldogs, Roosters. Pretty straightforward this week.
Yeah. And last game of the week, we got Manly and Rabbitohs. I think Manly's going to bounce.
Yeah, they
bounce
had
back,
a good
obviously.
win against Tigers the other week.
Tigers,
They look much better, much organised. Rabbitohs, no Latrell. If there was Latrell, I think they have a chance,
Yeah.
but without him, I don't
But
think
do they
so.
bounce back in the top 8, Manly?
Yeah, if they win, they
I
could,
think
yeah.
they would, yeah.
Yeah, Manly.
Manly,
Yeah,
yeah.
Manly.
There's a lot of opportunities, man, and it's
Yeah.
like, and the points, like how we all mentioned
so-
it's so even,
These 2
like for
points are
everyone.
like gold. Like you need these wins at the end of
Yeah,
the season.
exactly.
And
So,
Peter
yeah,
Bulldogs also going for
yeah,
Manly.
I'm going Manly, but I think out of all the games, this is probably one that it could go Bunnies' way too. So yeah,
The Origin lineup's just been released a couple of days ago. Let's
I
talk
did.
about it first of all.
Yep.
Not a lot of changes. Kiraz, of course, is replacing Burden as the 18th man. What are your thoughts on it?
replace the Bulldog with the Bulldog.
What is it with
Oh,
Bulldogs
yeah.
always getting an 18th
Right.
player as a player that's in the 18th 18th
I'm
number?
going to say this, man. Every time Matt Burton gets 18 man, that's 3 times now. And now Karaz is the 18 man.
Bulldogs player.
Well, I
man,
think it's just a
That
one.
just goes to show, like we're amazing players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're the chosen ones for the 18th
And Kurt
man.
Man
There's
was
nothing.
18th for
There's,
Queensland.
yeah, there's no agenda with the doggies for the
I know.
18th man, but like I just feel like there's just many great players part of
Players
the
in the
Bulldogs.
position,
To be
yeah,
honest,
I wouldn't like. Kiraz has been with the Blues already before even getting selected or 18th man. He was always there just to get that experience. They brought him in, they invited him. So, like, I was going to say this is good experience for Kiraz, but really he's already trained with them and known the Origin vibe. But, yeah, look, with the Origin lineups, you know, we look at also Queensland. You know, Walsh has got 18th man. Hammer replaced him. I think that's a very good decision that Billy Slater has made. Hammer's been more consistent. He's more threatening. We know Reece Walsh what he can do when he's on form, but I think it's just a bit too risky to put him in. Hammer just scored 4 tries against the Bunnies. So, again, it's a big threat to have Hammer fullback. I even said in game 1, they should have put Hammer fullback. That was always my original fullback prediction for Queensland. I never rated Ponga in Origin level. I just think he did nothing for them in the game 1 and game 2. So a big threat for the Blues to keep an eye on. And they've also got Papali'i
Josh Papali back, yeah.
Papali back into their scheme. So they're looking scary. They've
I'm
got
actually a
some
bit
good players
worried
in
for this game.
Shibasaki
I
as
think
well.
Queensland going to be up for it. And of course, we're going to be up for it. Toto, there's doubt that he might not play, so Kiraz comes in. But I know I got a bad feeling about this.
yeah.
know, just
What's
that
our
Queensland- I
track
don't know.
record at a call?
It's not the best.
The
it hasn't been.
Well, the decider were not good. They've won.
Yeah,
I think
We've done a
multiple
bit of
times
recent
on
and
the
had
decider.
more
wasn't
Queensland
it? Wasn't
Blues.
it? Wasn't it a decider last year? We beat
And
them
we
over.
won, yeah.
Well,
some-
they got their
Oh, yeah.
chance to get their revenge at our home turf.
Yeah,
to
I
be
know, are you
honest.
confident?
I don't know. I'm in
scared.
between. I feel like
I'm
the
a bit
boys can
scared.
do
Like,
it.
I feel the Queensland are in the same position we were. Game 1, they lost. Did they lose game 1? Yeah, they lost.
Game,
at,
yeah.
Who?
Oh, no.
Queensland lost game
Uh,
1.
Last
yeah, they
year, you
did.
mean?
No, I'm saying this year.
Oh, no,
This
they
year.
lost the first game,
1.
and then second
Pressure
game
was
they
on
won.
them.
Yeah.
Pressure was on them. They won game 2, like how we did last
Yeah.
year. Then we won game 3. So I'm scared this could come back to us and we're going to actually lose this game.
If they do beat us in game 3, mad props to them because they beat us on our home turf and
Exactly, yeah.
they end
Yeah.
up doing what we did to them last year.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. That's what I'm
the
scared.
bragging rights we had, you know, beating them at Suncorp.
One of the best
wins.
We had one of the best wins in Origin history. We hadn't done it in so long. You know, winning a decider over there.
And the
so
celebrations behind the
Yeah.
scenes.
they're teeing it up. They're teeing it up.
I just
Queensland.
feel with it, why I'm a bit nervous is for game 1 and game 2, I felt they put players like Ponga wasn't in form and they put him fullback. They've had other few plays, but now you look at the squad now, you've got Shibasaki who's on excellent form.
In centre,
As I
yeah.
said, he's been one of the best centers this year. You've got Josh Papali, who's been, again, outstanding for Canberra. You've got now Hammer at fullback, which he's been performing
That's the right
recently.
position to be
So
there.
the players they have now are in form, and I think that can really help them in this next week's Origin game. That's
Yeah.
what I feel.
But again, we got to be like people are saying that. To be honest, we are probably the underdogs heading into this because
Yeah.
of, you know, and the most pressured into this because of the team we got. You know, the way we won game 1 to where we are now, the way we lost game 2. So there's so much pressure, I think, more on us than Queensland. Think about it. Billy Slater wins this. He's won 3 series out of 4, which is a very good coaching record in Origin. I don't know if he continues to stay on. I was watching the NRL 360 about how they're saying the pressure looks like it's getting to him. You could see even when they had won their game, he wasn't happy. So it's showing the pressures of being an Origin coach. So it'd be surprising if, you know, Billy Slater doesn't continue on next year, because his record showing that he's a fantastic coach for the Queensland.
Yeah, no, he is. Look, it's going to be a high intensity game.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a close one.
Could be like last game 3, like very low scoring game.
Yeah, that's what I think. It's going to probably be like the close game, similar to Origin 1. But with Brian Tyler's injury, like they keep saying it on the news, like he's back and forth, like he's still not sure if he's going to play or not. Just put Jacob Carraz. Like this guy's been waiting for his opportunity for a very long time, and he's waiting for that opportunity to go in there.
But Toto did score a hat-trick.
No, he did. He actually did, and he played well. Origin 1 and Origin 2.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying. If he's injured, you don't want to risk him. And
Exactly.
Risk costs us
And-
the title.
Yeah, 100%. And on top of that as well, even Nathan Cleary, I know how I said last week, how if Cleary was going to play 60 minutes of the game against us, and then like say he can save himself for Origin. Look, everyone's going to pressure on Nathan Cleary on Wednesday night. That's going to be a big task, that one.
Well, he looked good
Like
against the
Dira
Dogs.
and Munster, they're going to go for him.
Yeah, I think Cleary's looks like he's fully fit. The way he played against Dogs, he absolutely like destroyed us. Like the way he's kicking game, he controlled everything. So I think he's ready to go for.
Yeah, he
the
actually
Origin
did.
game
But
for-
Origin 2, but Mitchell did a lot of kicking more than
Mitchell
Nathan Cleary.
Moses?
Latrell Mitchell.
Mitchell needs a big
Yeah.
game as well.
Yeah.
Latrell Mitchell needs a big game.
Everyone
Yeah, he
needs to
will.
step up. Everyone needs to step
Let's
up.
move on to the next one. As we spoke about Warriors, their poor form in the last 2 weeks. Metcalf is injured. Now they're at high risk of possibly missing top 4. Who replaces them if that was to be the case? You've got Broncos in the equation, Panthers and Dolphins. Who do you think is favourites if Warriors were to miss it?
It won't be Roosters. I don't think.
it'll be Roosters.
It
Yeah.
won't be
No chance.
Broncos. It's either really between, in my opinion, Panthers, Dolphins. Good say.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Penrith, man. I think Penrith will bounce
I'd-
back into
yeah.
the top 4.
I'd
I
say
know, yeah.
Panthers or Broncos. I
Yeah.
think Roosters are still due some losses. I think
Yeah.
they're young. Their team's very good, but I think because they're young, they're going to have some defeats. Dolphins, they'll play good. Again, that night's loss shows that they're still vulnerable to a loss. I think Panthers and Broncos, because of their big game players, the Panthers' experience might get them to the top 4. And Broncos, as I said, I'm not sold on them yet, but I think if they were to click and consistently play, I think it's either Broncos or Panthers.
I reckon if I had to pick one, it'd be Penrith.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
They're
I
looking
always
too
think
red hot.
Penrith.
You can't count them out.
Exactly. They've won 4 premierships in a row.
Not about that. It's just the form they're on
Yeah.
right now. It's
Yeah.
like they're playing dangerous footy.
Without their key players like how Luai and no
Nice
Spencer
Warriors,
Lenu and
Taruva,
Taruva,
yeah,
all
that
of them,
was-
I think they're going to go back into the top 4
Yeah,
division.
I think Panthers probably are the favourites. Broncos are in there as well. I think if they just keep on winning, again, if they were to beat Bulldogs this week, that's massive confidence heading for like a top 4 race, and just what that can do for their season if they were to beat the Dogs against the Dogs would be massive. But I agree with you. I think Panthers are probably with their experience, how they know to do with these big games of the season towards the end. They know how to get it done. So I'm going to go them top 4.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Season.
You want to next
Oh,
time?
do you want to So let's talk about the Tigers. As we know, Galvin left. He joined the Dogs. Talon De Silva has left. Now he's joining the Eels. And now we can see the Tigers really struggling. They started the season so strong. For the first 10 games, they were in the top 8 discussion, possibly like 9 or 10.
They had one of the best defenses.
Best defense in the comp, one of them. But with them leaving the club, are they on the verge of possibly getting another wooden spoon? Are they
Yeah.
on a back-to-back or 3 in a row?
I think they're 3 in a row. Yeah,
3 in a
they're
row wooden spoon. Are they on the verge
No,
of
sorry.
another?
Yeah, they got it. Did they get it last year? Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. Tigers got it last
Do you
year.
reckon they get wooden spoon with like what's happening
Not
around the
this
club?
year,
Now
I think
Adam,
Dwayne, he's
Dwayne
got
now
some-
having
He's
an
got
issue
a
with
bit of an
Benji
argument
Marshall.
with Benji.
Yeah.
Just,
So
I think their
I don't
season's
know what's
done.
really happening behind the scenes.
I think
but
you can see with their performances, it's the performances. It's been 5 losses in a row. You just feel no one's
clicking.
clicking. They're not
Yeah.
united together as they were before. Defensively, like Sammy said, they had one of the best defenses in the comp for a while, and you can see that unity. But ever since that Galvin issue, and then Luai and Taruva possibly bullying him behind the scenes, and now Benji Marshall having a few issues with certain players, just something isn't right at the club. And I just feel without that connection, if they don't resolve this issue, it's just going to get worse.
Yeah, they
this
keep going
season.
on a downward spiral, to be honest. Tigers, like ever since losing Galvin, now Silva, and now there's, rumbles between Benji and
Adam Dwyer.
Adam Dwyer.
Dwyer.
Yeah, it's honestly, you think like, especially at the beginning of this year, you think Tigers on a trajectory.
Trajectory, yeah.
Trajectory. It's a tongue twister anyway. But you think they're on the upward. But now, with with what's happened this year to this team, it's like, is there a way out for him? To be honest, like I don't know, like could they be wooden spooners? You know,
And that's a scary thing. Like, again, they've been building so much. And I think the CEO of the club said that Benji Marshall is at a risk. And I think Benji knows he's not going to lose the job. But come on, if you get wooden spoon, it just... I feel bad for Benji too because I don't blame him. I just feel with the issues that's happened, it's really like destroyed their season. Look how good they were before any of these issues happened. These issues come, it stuffed their season. So I think it'll be so harsh to blame Benji on these performances because they were doing so well, and until players wanted to leave and player management issues, it just destroyed their season. So I don't think it's Benji's fault.
Look, I'm going to say this, like how we mentioned about from round 1 to round 15, I would say. West Tigers were playing so good, like how you said, Sam, like their defense was so good. They had one of the best, third best defense this season. Everyone was clicking in. Everyone was like playing their role. But then with that situation, that all started to begin, like with Galvin leaving the club, and like how Taylor De Silva's going to Parramatta, he was effective immediately. And now a situation with Adam Dwyer here and Benji Marshall, maybe they're not understanding amongst with each other. Maybe there is beef in the club between the players and the coach. No one knows what's behind the scene, the truth and the lies. They need to sort it out so they can get back into the winning circle, because you don't want them to start struggling and then lose another wooden spoon this year. You don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
And I actually predicted...
Lose another wooden spoon or get another wooden spoon?
getting another wooden spoon. My apologies. But I want Parramatta to get that wooden spoon this year.
Well,
sorry, Parramatta fans, but
You said that.
yeah, I did say it.
I saw the ladder now. They're actually 2 points behind, 2 points ahead of last place. So like they're in that
Wow.
wooden spoon race. And
Well, you got Souths and Tigers and
Souths-
Parramatta now as well.
And I've seen that a common trend. Last year was South, Tigers and Eels. And now again they're
It's the
battling
same-
at the
it's the
bottom.
same thing, yeah.
So it's like I remember when Doggies were bad. It was Doggies, Dragons, and
Who else was
Tigers. It was Doggies, Dragons, Tigers. Now Doggies have risen.
Yeah.
Dragons slowly went up.
now
And you
Eels,
got Tigers
Tigers.
still there. Then you got the Eels and Rabbitohs there.
Yeah.
So it's going to be tough for the Tigers, and we'll see what happens with
Yeah,
them.
but we'll talk about Taylor De Silva, but that's a good decision for him to go to Parramatta. I think they'll get like some spirit back into the club.
because I think I heard something about it was either Coruscant, Talon De Silva, and I think Benji wanted Coruscant.
Yeah.
So Talon De Silva wanted to leave. It's a good signing.
Yeah,
you
it
look
is.
at what's his name, the hooker right now for
Parramatta?
Riley Smith.
Riley
Smith, yeah.
They've got hands as well. I think it's Lussick. So they've got a decent hooker pack, but I think this guy's like the future of the hooker coming in the generations. He's fast, he's quick. A lot of teams were in for him. Bulldogs were interested.
They won the race
I
for it
think
as well.
Titans and Dragons, but
Yeah.
I think Eels is the right club. They've been performing much, much better.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good move for him.
And speaking of Parramatta, Jordan Samrani extended his contract to
Oh, did he?
2027 today.
He's been doing good for them
He's
too.
been playing
He's
consistent.
deserved that. I
He
reckon.
actually
He's
does.
deserved that. He's putting a good shift in.
No, he's playing very, very good. He's playing consistent. He knows what everything's about on the field.
Yeah,
Get a
he knows what
room.
he's doing.
Far out.
Yeah. What?
No, I'm joking.
Get a room.
Look,
That's rude.
final topic we're going to talk about. I remember during the start of the year, I think you guys all put Sharks top 4, top 5, somewhere around
I
that.
think we did. Yeah, we did.
I think we all said in the top 8.
Top
Yeah,
4,
top
yeah.
eight.
No,
I think I put 8
I
or
don't think I
7.
put him in the top.
Oh, you
did
didn't
you
put
put
it?
him? Maybe
I think
not.
you didn't, but
I don't
me,
know.
I did,
Yeah,
obviously.
maybe.
Question is, do you think their premiership hunt is going to take another 3 years, 4 years? Because with this, they're currently 10th on the ladder.
They're on a dry run right now. Like
They are,
they're in pretty
yeah.
bad form. What are they? 11th?
They're 10th right now.
I think 10th or 11th.
I think they're one.
Yeah.
10th.
Their last 4 was like 1 and 3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
they were on a win
Yeah,
streak
10, you're right.
before that. But again, like we've seen this last year, a few years ago, like they've been a strong team, but they
Yeah.
couldn't get over the line. And now I think the players they have, like I feel their stay has been maybe too long, because sometimes when you try too hard and you're trying to get a goal and it's not working, sometimes you might have to switch a few players around, buy some new players, maybe bring in some young ones to try and find that right balance. Because right now they're just, it's like it's expired. I feel like I don't think they're going to win it with this team. Everyone had high hopes for them,
Yeah.
but yeah, the fact that everyone had high hopes and they failed is a big sign that they got to try and fix
Like
things up.
I still put them to finish top 8, but I didn't know they're going to be that low on the table this part of the
This
season.
season, yeah.
With Sharks, I just knew that's how they've been for the last 4 years, where they look good, they have good games at the start of the year, but then suddenly they're going to fall out and just things don't go to plan. And I think this has been their worst period for the last 4 years. Because
Yeah,
last
it
4
has.
years they're always top 4,
Yeah,
but
I
this
agree
has
with
been
you,
their
Shops.
worst year. And I don't know how they're going to overcome it. I think there's a few players that are off form. Nico Hines has been pretty average. William Kennedy has been good. So that's a shining light. But yeah, I don't know. I think they'll still make top 8, but doesn't look good. I don't think they'll
not
win it.
looking good for him at all.
Yeah.
It's like they'll make it and then they'll get out instantly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like they'll get eliminated like straight away.
They might
Because
not even make the top 8 because
Maybe,
look who's
yeah.
in the top 8: Dolphins, Panthers, Broncos, Roosters.
They're all
It's gonna be
playing
tough.
they still got about 8-9 games. They got probably like a high intensity like rounds.
Yeah, they've got
coming
tough
up.
games coming up.
Yeah.
So
Who's Sharks? Let's have a look.
Yeah,
at
let-
that.
quickly we'll have a look at it.
So
Are you gonna get up?
Huh?
I'll get it up.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah.
So I know they got a bye this week.
Select Sharks on the.
All right. 1 sec. All right. So Sharks got Dolphins next week.
Okay, that's a tough one.
Let's go to Sharks. All right.
What have they got? They got
Let's.
no. They got let's see. I've got it here. Okay, they got
Who's got it?
Dolphins, and
Yeah.
then they got
Another
Roosters,
tough one.
Yeah.
and then they got Rabbits,
Pretty. Still
I reckon
then
Rabbits will get them.
winnable.
Cowboys at
Winnable.
home, and then they got Dragons,
Winnable.
Titans,
Okay.
Oh, not bad.
Knights, and then
easy.
Dogs.
They've got a.
No, that's-
Oh, they've probably got a solid
three
chance.
tough games and then
And then the rest.
4 ones they can get
Look,
off the
look,
line.
that like how we all said, they'll probably just make finals or not make the
Or they'll
finals,
just make
and then they'll get eliminated.
those 4
quickly.
games we mentioned, the easy
Yeah.
ones. They got to get wins there because
They
that's
have
a
to,
total
yeah.
of 8 points, and that those 8 points could
Yeah.
probably get them into the top 8. So
And-
they've got to make sure they get the wins there.
Yeah, and they got like a massive 4 pack. Like,
yeah, you're right. One of
but
the
I don't know
biggest,
I don't know what's the problem is with
Fanua
them.
Blake, Hazelton.
Who else there is?
McKennis has as the lock.
Yeah,
And Nikora 11. They've
They're
got
all
some
good
big
players.
boys, skillful players, but again, something's not clicking. But it's going to be a good end to the season. A lot of teams fighting for 4th.
Yeah.
A few teams for first place.
Even
This
top
is
8
the
as well.
One season
Yeah.
where the ladder's so close. We don't know who's winning Spoon. We don't know who's getting top 8, top 4 first. So
and we don't know who's going to win
it's
the
going to
season
go
as well.
right to the last.
It's very tricky,
last
bro. It's
game.
very tough.
Yeah.
So and it's even because of the points difference as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know who's going to win this year.
Yeah.
Like, I know we're all saying Bulldogs. I understand.
We're going to back them.
But when we get to the finals, that's when we know what's going to
You're
happen.
right. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's a
right.
wrap up for another episode of the Touchline Podcast. If you're new here, hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below. Make sure you're following us on Spotify and all that good stuff. And we'll catch you guys in the next episode.